Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're going to be playing Rhythmic Gymnastic, which you can see Sleuth there doing a bit of kind of ribbon dancing, looking very graceful, if I might add, with a couple of ribbons in hand. Now, this is very apt when I bring up today's puzzle in grid. You're going to see the classic, I think, willpower kind of matchstick men figures. You've got one that's dancing in the middle, presumably the gymnast, and I guess doing a rhythmic dance with a couple of ribbons. Now, as of the time of recording, this is a 98% rated puzzle. I don't think we've really played anything higher. I think we've seen 99% potentially, but I mean, either it is amongst the highest rated or the highest rated puzzle that we've actually featured. So really looking forward to this particular puzzle. Not sure if there's really much more to say other than just get right stuck into it and taking a look at today's rule sets with Rhythmic Gymnastics by Will Power and clearly the gymnast in the middle, the ribbons, and the following set of rules. You know, maybe the white KROPKI dots are actually like almost like flash, camera flashes of people just really impressed by Sleuth's gymnastic ability and taking a whole bunch of pictures. Rules-wise, we've got normal Sudoku rules apply, means place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and then every 3 by 3 box. Then we have, of course, the German whispers, the gymnast. So numbers on green lines are at least 5 apart. So this cell is a 2, for example. These 3 cells would have to be 7, 8, or 9 to be 5 or more apart. If this cell here was an 8, this cell would have to be 1 or 3, can't be a 2 because it's already in the box, and 4 wouldn't work because it's not 5 or more away from 8. And this is the classic German whisper pattern, oscillating between high digits, 6, 7, 8, 9, low digits, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then back and forth. So essentially always around the 5, but never the 5. It won't work if you give it a go. Then we have RENBANs. So numbers on purple lines are each a set of non-repeating consecutive numbers in any order. And they look suspiciously like 9-cell RENBANs? 9-cell RENBANs. Right, so maybe the easier way to explain it is that each of these purple lines have the digits 1 to 9 once each. There's a set of 1 to 9 there, there's a set of 1 to 9 here. That's all we really need to interpret about today's RENBANs. Then we have the KROPKI pairs that I mentioned earlier, the camera flashes. Numbers with a white dot between them are consecutive. So if this is indeed a 2, this will be 1 or 3, so that it is consecutive with the 2. Not all possible dots are given. So if that 2 was here and that was a 3, they're clearly consecutive. No white KROPKI dot, not a problem. And then last but not least, we've got killer cages. Number in cages, sum to the number in the top left corner of the cage. So that means these 2 cells add up to 5. These 2 cells add up to 10. If this cell was a 2, for example, this would have to be 3 to make sure that these 2 cells add up to 5. I mean, I'm repeating the 3 in here, but ignore that. And that's all the rules we have for today. As always, if you want to play along, link will be in the description down below for you to do so. With that said, I'm going to restart the clock and see how I get on. Now, one advantage I think I usually get is I take like a minute or 2 to explain the rules. And I think in the background, my mind is basically looking at it and thinking, I probably can see a break-in. And I can actually in column 4. So there's a suspicious number of German whisper lines in here. And then I know that, 5 can only be made up of 1, 4, or 2, 3, as in low digits. So if I just quickly figure out the polarity of this German whisper line, we can get going from there, although that is a 5. Come back to that in a second. So, don't know what's low and high for the moment. Just remember that every other cell is the same polarity. So this cell is, call it purple, 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 purple. And then in between them is orange. So remember, every other cell is the same polarity. Don't know what's what for now, although I do now. Because take a look at column 4. I have 4 cells that are purple in column 4. Actually, I didn't need to select all of these, just column 4. And these are 2 low digits. Can't use high digits to add up to 5. We're not doing negative numbers. So purple has to be high. Orange has to be low. These 2 cells are low, like I said, 1, 4, or 2, 3. And this cell is the only place for a 5. Can't have a 5 inside a 5 cage because that would be a 0 partner. Can't have a 5 on German whisper line because the two adjacent digits would have to be 0 or 10. That's not going to work. That's 5, that's 4, that's 1, and we have a break-in. These are 2, 3. We need 6 somewhere in here. Can't be there because, that's a neighbor of 2, too close. Again, that's 6. That's a double 1, if I can type. Well, can click actually. These are 2 because they're consecutive. That 2 gave me a 3. Oh, we're off and racing. This is 8 or 9. This is 8 or 9 to be next to the 3. That's a 7. This is 1 or 2, not 1. That's 2. This is 1 or 3. 8 and 9 to be consecutive can't be 6. So, essentially I've got all 4 digits, all 4 high digits in box 8. One of these red cells is a 6. Can't be 6 consecutive with 8 or 9. So that's another 8, 9. That's a 6. That forces this to be a 1. Now these cells that are remaining in box 8 are 3, 4, 5. Can't have consecutive digits on a white KROPKI dot without one of them being odd, one of them being even. 3, 5 is clearly not going to be consecutive. There's definitely a 4 in here. There is no 4 in there. No 4 in any of these. Just Sudoku now. No 4 in any of these. 4 is not a high digit. That's 4. If I can type. No 5s in any of these. So 5's in one of these 2 cells, which means this is a 3, 4 pair, and that's a 5. This is a low digit. This is a low digit. It's not 1 or 2. It is 3 or 4. And actually 4 works. I could do I can't do double 9. 9 in here doesn't work because it would require double 8 on the consecutive digits. So that has to be 3. Yes, because I couldn't put a 9 in here. I have to put an 8. And this is a high digit that is 8 or 9. It could be either or. That means these 2 consecutive digits are 7 or 9. That's a high digit. We've got 6, 8, 7, and 9. That's got to be another 7, 9. And then in here we have 3. That leaves me 2, 6 in here. 5, 7, 8, 9. Not very useful. This is a low digit that isn't 3. Can't be 4 with a double 9. So this is 1 or 2. That's a consecutive digit that is not 3 or 4. So that's another 1 or 2. Sorry, like a flurry of activities in the first 5 minutes of this solve. And then suddenly, I'm like hitting a brick wall. Let's just have a think about this a second. I mean, that high digit is not worth Pelton marking because that could be 1, therefore could be anything, 6, 7, 8, 9. These white KROPKI dots. So 3 isn't on none of these cells. Maybe that's worthwhile. Oh yeah, that is worthwhile. Right, so 3 can't be here. If this is 3, well, this can't be 2 because 1 and 2 are gone, so that would have to be 4 and then it would repeat. So long story short, 3 is none of these. 3 can't be a high digit. 3 can't be on this RENBAN because we've already placed it. It's the digits 1 to 9 once each, so that's a 3. And then we can probably we can repeat the same trick with the 4. 4 means Sudoku says it's none of these cells. Can't be on the RENBAN because we placed it. That's the only place for a 4 in box 6. That 4 can't have 3 as a neighbor, so that's 5, that's 6. And these are the remaining digits, which are 7, 8, and 9. One of these is definitely a 7, which means no 7 on the rest of this RENBAN. What else does it mean? I don't really know yet. We haven't used the RENBAN that much. We kind of need to keep it in mind. Sorry, just keeping an eye on our dog who was hiding under the couch behind me earlier because, it's nighttime and it's scary. There could be fireworks, but she's finally come out from under there. Where am I going next? Here is another interesting piece of logic. These RENBANs are quite interesting now. So think about Sudoku says 3s are none of these cells. If 3 is on this white KROPKI dot, it would need to be paired up with a 4 because 2 is not available, and it clearly can't be. So the only place for a 3 is in here, and this would have to be the 4 because 2 is not available. Now 3 is none of these cells. It's one of these two. It can still be on this RENBAN. We haven't quite progressed as much as we have here. What else? Can't quite finish the 3s. Maybe. Let's have a think about this. No, like essentially in my mind, I was wondering if I place a 3 on the RENBAN, is it forcing the 3 again on the RENBAN a second time, which obviously couldn't work, but the answer is no, I could place it here. And then I could place a 4 in there, which is totally fine. And then the same is true, just because if I place a 3 in here, I need a 3 on the RENBAN, but that's, again, possible. So here is something easier. 10 cage needs a low digit. It's not 3 or 4, it has to be 1 or 2. So essentially this is 1, 2, 8, 9. It gives me a 1, 2 pair. And actually that 5, had I noticed earlier, gives me another 5 in here. This is another 7, 8, 9. Then I have another high digit because I've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then that's another 7, 8, 9. Now, what is this cell? Let's have a think about this. I mean, the white KROPKI dot should actually be able to help me if I just need a second. I mean, 2 is none of these cells. I don't know why I placed a 2 in here to begin with, so remove that. 2 is in one of these two cells. The fact that there is a 2 between them on this white KROPKI dot and 3 is not available tells me that these have to be a 1-2 pair. And therefore this can't be a 1. And yeah, that kind of works with the 1, 2 and then the 1, 2 in here again. Interesting. So this is not 1, 2, 3, or 4. It also, no, I was going to say it can't be 5, but it can. I could do 5 in here with 4 there, just because the 6 is not available is not enough. And the 4 is actually definitely one of these two cells. So, and the 5 is actually definitely in here as well. So, I mean, if anything, there's a very high chance that this is a 5. So if this is not 5, this is a 4-5 pair, which would break the puzzle, essentially, because I couldn't put a consecutive digit in this cell. If this is 5, well, 4 would be here and 6 is not available. If this is 4, well, 5 would be here and 3 is not available. So I think that is actually genuinely forcing this to be a 5, forcing this to be a 4, and then placing another 7, 8, 9 in here. Then I have a 7, 8, 9 triple, and this is going to be 3, 6. Which, yeah, makes sense because I don't have 3 or 6 anywhere else left in this row, so that was the easier Sudoku than what I was trying to do there. Doesn't matter. We get there in the end. This is 6 or 7, because it's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 8 or 9. 6 or 7 in here gives me, well, I mean, it gives me a lot of things, 5, 6, 7, 8, in terms of options. I need a 4 on the RENBAN, and it's none of these cells. So where is it on the RENBAN? It can only be in here, which means this is a consecutive digit, that is 3 or 5. Excuse me. Can probably almost work out this white KROPKI dot. Because you see, we've got 1, 2, 4, and 5. This clearly can't be 3 because it can't have a consecutive digit with it on the white KROPKI dot. But essentially this is 6, 7, 8, 9. No, it's 8, 9 because in the row, if I paid attention earlier, that would be 6, 7. So that places 8, 9, which means this has to be the 7. I can't place 8 or 9 again elsewhere on the RENBAN. And then this is that 3, 6? Because I've got 1, 2, 3, 6, 4, 5, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So 3, 6 pair, 8, 9 pair. Where is 1 in column 2? It can only be in here. And this can't be 8 anymore because there's an 8, 9 pair there. 3 is in one of these two cells, which means that's not a 3, that's a 4, that's a 3. And in the column, we actually have digits that I can just, I'm going to say write in, but I'm going to pencil mark in. I'm going to say this needs to be 5 and 7. That's the remaining things in the column. If this is 5, well, it can't be 4. That would be 6. If this is 7, this is 6 or 8. Not quite enough to actually complete this. And then this 5, 7, same thing. That's another 6, 8 on this white KROPKI dot, which means this is a 9. 9 in here means these aren't 9. That's a 7, 8 pair. So in here we have another 2, 6 to complete the 1 to 9 kind of set. We have a 5 and we have a 1, which according to Sudoku can't be any of these cells. That's the 1. There's another 2, 6, and there was, what was it? A 5, which can't be this cell. So that's a 5. That's a 2, 6. It's not a 2. So that's a 6. That's a 2. That's a 6. That's consecutive. It's not 6. It's a 4. Actually, I haven't figured out what any of these are yet. That's 7. It was a 7 from here. That's an 8, 9 pair. That's a 7. That's an 8. That's a 7. That's a 9. Good progress. Still a lot of unresolved digits, surprisingly. 8. Just pay attention, sleuth. 9, 8, 9, 8. 8, 9, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 6. Nope, actually, yep, 8, 6. Still 5 or 7. No, it isn't. That's 8, that's 7, that's 5. That's 3, that's 6, that's 3, that's 5, that's 8, that's 9. This is not 5, that's a 6, 7 pair. That's another 7, 9, unresolved. In here I need another 7, 9 and an 8. Don't really see it. Other than that's not a 9. But then that's a triple, so that's just a write-in of 2. We're very nearly there. These white KROPKI dots are probably going to take us home. That's not a 7. Where is 1? 1 is here. 2 is none of these, none of these. It's on the white KROPKI dot. It's got to be a 2, 3 pair because of this 1. They are resolved. That's another 8, 9, unresolved, just in the column. In here is a 7, 9 and a 5. That 5 tells me that's the 5. That's the 7, 9. That is still unresolved. That's fine. That gives me a 4. This has to be consecutive, so it can only be 6 or 8. It can't be 6 because that would be 6, 7, and then I'd break this cell. So that has to be 8 to preserve the 7, 9 option, and that would have to be 9. That would have to be 7. That would have to be 6. That would have to be 7. That would have to be 6. That would have to be 7, 9, 7, 9, and then an 8 for the finish. Phenomenal puzzle, willpower. Very much worthy of the 98% rating. I mean, I can see how you can kind of lose your way through it as you kind of do a bit of gymnastics with this gymnast. But fantastic puzzle, absolutely fantastic puzzle. Hope that you guys enjoyed the puzzle and the video, and I'll see you back for the next one. Bye-bye for now.